Sure that we're live. Should be live though. Yes, as always, please vamp for me while I double check all this stuff.
Welcome to the Full Spectrum Podcast.
Hello, everyone. This is the Full Spectrum. Y'all heard about this Tim game?
No.
What?
Is it on Steam?
It is on Steam, and it's basically supposed to be a Pokemon MMO.
No, I have not
Wait,
heard of
how
this.
do you spell it?
Hello, Nathan. How are you?
TEMTEM. It's
Alright.
getting a lot of press recently.
I see it. Massive multiplayer creature collection adventure inspired by Pokemon.
This is the first that I've heard of it, but doesn't seem like people like it.
You can summon not Pokemon, and you can battle.
So,
And you can capture monsters, not in balls, but in capsules. I don't know why you would think it was balls.
Restream tells me Twitch is not live. Twitch says it's live though, and I can view the stream on Twitch.
You have your own house in Tim. And you can customize.
I'm adding this to my wish list because I'm interested.
January 21st, Tim stream. Let's do it.
You liking Pokemon Sword so far, Nathan? I'm gonna retweet the stream real quick, and then we should be good to go.
I should probably pull all that stuff up instead of continuing to look on Steam.
No, Tim looks pretty cool though.
It does look pretty cool, honestly.
There's a lot of buzz about it.
All right, I retweeted the stream. We're ready to begin. So, hello and
Hi.
welcome.
What?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andrew. What's up?
I was gonna say I hate my voice.
I also hate my voice. It makes you feel any better.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Patrick.
And right off the bat, we should announce the podcast will now be on Tuesdays.
Surprise.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's nothing to apologize for, buddy. You're good. Yeah, the podcast is now going to be on Tuesdays to be able to work around Pat's schedule. So do not look for it on Monday nights. It will not be there. But we're still going to have a podcast just about every week, except while we're announcing things for next week. Because next week we're going to be recording Game of the Year. We will not be streaming that. We never do. But we always record it. So you guys still get to see what it looks like. But as much as we love all of you, we don't want to be influenced by jokes or memes because we absolutely would in the heat of the moment. And
Yeah.
so
Trey also has to edit out all the tears and everything.
I have to edit out the 15 minutes of swearing when, Nier Automata doesn't win Best OST. No. So we'll be recording that next week. So there won't be a podcast next week. But those videos will be going up basically right after we record them. I will start editing all those. So please be excited for that.
Woo.
With all that said, though, we can move into the podcast proper. It's been a while since we've all been here. So, yeah, Monday nights are now for playing FF14.
Hold on.
Monday nights are for FF14 now.
Who's Jive Turkey?
I think you probably know who that is.
In the chat.
I think you probably know who that is. I can't put it in the chat. I can't take off my screen.
Text me real quick.
Trying to do a podcast. Talk about your week, and I'll text you.
My week. I have a week where I play games sometimes. I did that
relatable.
this past week.
What'd you play?
I played
Yeah, we're all
Monster
back
Hunter
together
World.
again. It's great. I think it's the first time we've all been back on a podcast in a while.
Yeah, I haven't been on forever, and I don't have anything to talk about. So I played Monster Hunter World with y'all,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much it. I mean, and then I played some. I played some Iceborne. Exhilarating.
How are you liking Iceborne?
Thanks for asking, Trey. It's fine.
All right, I have texted you.
It's fine.
What weapon are you using?
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. What's up?
What weapon are you using?
Oh. I'm using greatsword.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, it's fine, I guess. It's no gun lance.
That's true.
I'm trying to think of anything else I've played, and I can't think of anything because I haven't done anything. I had the flu for a week.
Yeah, that happened.
Ooh.
That's why you missed the last podcast.
That's going around, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. I have it, or I had it.
I was gonna say, wait, you
No.
still have it? Hold on.
I currently have the flu.
Careful, Pat. He'll make you sick through the Discord.
Heck yeah.
Oh.
I'm really trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel of my life, and there's just nothing worthwhile there.
But you're liking Iceborne.
It's fine.
Pat, how's your week
I
been?
I have to get used. I have to get used to the grind again.
Yeah. Defender weapons let
And
us all
Kakarot.
cheat.
Kakarot's coming out, and I'll probably buy that.
Yeah.
It's made by the developers of the Ninja Storm games, so it's probably going to be good. Those games are actually like really.
pretty
I
good.
never played them, but I've always said good about them.
They're not all good. but
No,
they're
they're
decent.
not all good. That's why I made that face.
They're decent. Some of them are really good, but they're decent.
In the words of Terry Bogard, it's a crack shoot.
I don't know.
Yeah, Trey, can you please stream Kakarot?
No. No.
Come on.
I'm not buying Kakarot, first off. Unless the reviews are really good. And
You're
second
that
off,
guy.
no. No, like I didn't put it in the news, but their whole thing was like, you know, hey, there's new story beats that have answering questions you've never or had answers to before, and it's like, literally what could you tell me that I don't already know about DBZ? Because you're not going into the future, and you're not going back like before Dragon Ball. So literally, what could you tell me that I actually have answers, like
know
questions
that.
for?
You don't know that.
They've specifically stated it follows the life of Goku.
And what happens in the life of Goku more than what happens in the show? That's for sure.
I'm sure, but I don't care like how many times he like snored in the middle of the night. There's no question they could answer.
You don't care
that
even a little bit.
No, there's no question they can answer that I don't already know about Goku. The three
What
things
if
you need
he
to know about
doesn't-
Goku. The three things you need to know about Goku. Number 1, he likes to eat. Number 2, he likes to fight. Number 3, he's a bad father. Those are the 3 things you need to know about Goku, and I know them
What if
already.
What if you were to learn that Goku is an alcoholic and an abusive father?
I
It would
would
really change your perspective of him.
I would hate that. I don't want that. I don't look. This is like Last Jedi hate Trey also coming in. I don't need for things to come in the future and go, hey, you remember your great heroes that you loved growing up? They were actually terrible people, and let me show you why. I don't need that. I understand
But
people in
he
this
is
world
a
can be terrible.
person already. You already know he's.
I know, but I don't also need him to be an alcoholic. I'm fine with him just being the terrible father that he is. Because
What
Piccolo's
if-
Gohan's dad.
What if you find out about Goku and Piccolo's sexual
I
history?
was gonna say, where you going with that? The only way you get me The only way you get me is if there's new Tien Shinhan story in there.
What if there is?
Then I'm in.
What if there
That's
is?
what I'm saying. If that's what it is, but that's not what it's gonna be. When they say it's like new stuff you've never seen before, it's gonna be like a side story that didn't exist before about like Goku when he's older interacting with the Red Ribbon Army again. I'm calling it right now. Because Toriyama loves the Red Ribbon Army.
In response to Band, I mean, gut punching your child is totally invalid. He's training him to be a man. Isn't that how abuse works?
No, that's not. That's not how that works.
That's what parents always say.
Oh, he did hospitalize Chi-Chi. I forgot about that. He accidentally.
Goku's low-key a bad person.
Yeah, no, he straight up is. Like, it's not even low key. He is a bad person. He abandoned his family. He abandoned all of his family because he decided, nah, I know you used a wish to try and bring me back, but I want to fight over here in Otherworld instead. So Gohan, just grow up without your dad. It's fine. Goku straight ran out of his kids to go get cigarettes and never came home.
Hold on, though.
That
If he
didn't
hadn't done that, we may have never got Saiyaman, which is unarguably
That's true.
the
You know
greatest
what?
character in that entire show.
You're not wrong. That is a true fact.
Saiyaman is the best thing that happened to DBZ. Period.
Saiyaman is literally
Prove me wrong.
Tokusatsu, so I'm in.
Saiyaman is perfect in every way.
No, you know the other thing we want to. You say it's the best part. There's one other part that's the best part, and it's that moment when Gohan is like, "Yeah, Mr. Piccolo, can you make me some clothes?" And Piccolo goes, "Yeah, Gohan. You want clothes that look like your dad's?" And he says, "No, I want clothes that look like yours, Mr. Piccolo." And then Mr. Piccolo makes him that suit of clothes that looks just like him. And I was like, yeah, you know who really takes care of you, Gohan.
And he kept wearing it almost all until he turned into a teen.
Yeah, it was really cool. So,
My favorite part of DBZ.
how did we get derailed on the DBZ?
Welcome to my week, everyone.
It always
I
ends
was
this
sitting
week.
here, I looked down at the time at one point, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is my week. I am officially derailed."
Oh,
I just want to
boy.
say, I know everyone gives Yamcha crap,
For good reason.
but Yamcha has been through a lot.
Look.
Okay? Not only did he died, and his girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend, got with the guy that killed him.
Yeah, but you have to remember how they met. Do you remember how they met? How Yamcha and Bulma met? He sexually
Yeah.
assaulted her when they met. That relationship was never gonna work out.
But still,
See, it's funny
It
that Pat
did.
brings up Yamcha, because I was gonna bring up my favorite moment in DBZ, which is when Yamcha dies.
Yes!
Because he's terrible.
That's such a good moment, too.
he's better than Krillin.
No,
You
that
shut
is not correct. He is not better than
I
Krillin.
I don't like Krillin.
Krillin at least put up a fight.
Krillin doesn't really win fights.
Krillin cut off Vegeta's no, Yajirobe cut off Vegeta. Krillin cut off Gohan's tail when Gohan was all crazy.
Yeah, what does Yamcha do?
Krillin solar flared Frieza. Krillin put in.
Yamcha
Don't get me wrong.
died.
Krillin didn't win a lot of fights either, but Krillin put in work. Not as
I'm
good
just
as
saying.
Tien Shinhan.
Wolfang
You know.
Fist.
Yeah, what did
That's,
Wolfang Fist get him?
Yeah, that when the character is only known as hey, that guy that died, that's pretty bad.
I'll never
People
forget.
refuse to think of him of anything other than that.
Can you blame him when the androids show up and he's like, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna make a difference. And he flies out there and Android 19 just goes and pokes him in the heart and just kills him instantly.
I feel like they purposely made Yamcha a meme, and I hate it.
He's Toriyama's least favorite character.
Obviously. Why even put him in the show? I like Yamcha.
Oh, well, the difference is you like
always
Yamcha's design.
I like the idea of his character. I just wish that he didn't get. Look, all I'm saying is, if Yamcha got the same amount of training and like did all the same stuff that Goku did, he could have surpassed.
There's a
Goku.
manga for
That's
that.
all I'm saying.
There's a manga that Toriyama approved. That's an isekai manga where a kid dies, and when he wakes up, he is Yamcha at the start of Dragon Ball Z, and he knows everything about the story of Dragon Ball Z, so he decides to train instead. It's actually a pretty good story.
Could you imagine? Man, the Wolfbang Fist could have been something better.
Vegeta still would have killed him though.
I disagree.
You know, how
There's
they
not a
say,
single
what is
human
it?
that can keep up with Vegeta.
Is it what is it? Harry Potter? They say the boy that lived or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, the boy that lived.
Yamcha's just the man that died.
Oh, Andrew, you know what this is? This is revenge for Mimir.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
How is it revenge from Amir? Y'all been talking crap about Yamcha all this time, but then when we played Dragon Ball Fighters, y'all.
Oh no, I
lost
still
on
talked
Yamcha.
bad about Yamcha. That donkey kick is broken. Speaking of playing video games, Pat, how's your week been?
It's been hell.
See how I did that? How I yanked it back?
It's been hell. I have been working 16-hour shifts and trying to stay awake. In fact, if you don't count the hours of sleep and the hour of trying to fall asleep and getting ready for work, the past 3 days I've worked 16 plus 8, that's 24, plus 9 is 33. So I've worked 33 hours straight.
That is far too much, sir.
I want to die.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
But it's okay. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really tired right now. But it's cool. I'm here, and school starts tomorrow. Yay!
Yay.
Yay! Don't have 2 jobs, kids. It freaking sucks.
Don't have 2 jobs and go to school.
Yeah.
That's way too much.
Just don't try. It'll be a lot easier later.
Yeah.
Anyways. But yes. I did manage to watch a couple episodes of Double O.
Okay.
Where you at
Almost
now?
done with season 1.
Whoa.
Rock on, pretty great.
How far are you?
Yes. So I just got to the part where I guess spoilers for.
I'll put spoiler hands
season
up for
one.
season 1 of Gundam Below.
Yeah, if it matters to you.
Hold on. What's Trey doing with the other hand?
I don't want to know.
Okay.
I call the other hand Alial Sanchez.
Oh.
So I have now gotten to the part where the second group of Gundam Meisters have shown up.
Oh, the Trinities.
Yes. And then there's the moment where they meet on the ship and they're
Uh-huh.
asking all the questions, and Setsuna gets kissed and just like flips out.
Yeah.
Never saw that coming.
Yeah.
I saw
I don't even remember that.
Nina Trinity,
So-
Michael Trinity, and Johan Trinity.
Yeah, so Nina, like, I guess just likes Setsuna because of what she's heard about Setsuna.
Remember, chat, no spoilers for anything past that Pat has not seen yet.
And Nina, like, is flying in the gravity-less of the ship and, like, is going to go past him.
Yeah.
Or no, she goes straight up to him and literally just, like, kisses him. And
Yeah.
he, like, flips out. And then I don't remember which one is which, but one of the brothers, like, pulls out a knife and threatens Setsuna, even
That
though
was
he
Michael.
did nothing.
That was Michael.
Yeah, Michael's kind of insane.
Yes.
But I like
yes, he
Michael.
is. Fangy!
But
Or no, maybe that was Johan. I can't keep him.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember which one's which. But the conversation that they have with the group is really interesting because obviously they're holding the secrecy too.
Yep.
And then they go in and they just blow up
It was Michael.
the
Jets.
entire base,
Yeah.
which was insane. And more of the flags die, which kind of sucked because I actually like the flags. I like the flags a lot. I think that Graham Acres' team is really cool,
Yeah.
but Graham Acres is struggling with what's going on right now, and I feel him.
Yeah, poor Graham, man.
I'm a great
But
guy.
Yeah.
yeah, I think the show's going very well. I like it a lot. I'm not gonna stop watching it. I want to try to pick up some more episodes soon, but since the first week of school is typically really slow, probably going to roll in a couple episodes in between classes.
Yeah.
We'll see. But it's a great show. Everybody should watch it, I think.
Yes, absolutely is.
You can't say that. You haven't finished it.
I don't have to finish it to be able to say you should watch it.
What if it shits the bed at the end?
Then they got a good first half of a show.
Okay.
It's fair. A lot
I
of
mean,
people
that's what happens
actually
when you
feel
watch
that way too,
Naruto.
though. So
Oh,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. First half, second half.
There's some great stuff that happens in the second half, but there's so much not great stuff that happens in the second half that it's just kind of difficult, you know?
Yeah.
But other than that, I've really done nothing. I've played. I told everyone that I downloaded League again, and I've been playing League a little bit. And
hold on.
I was gonna say, are you
Yeah.
spoiler
Look at
handsing?
this.
What are you doing?
Look at this. You see it? Look at this. Your hand's not supposed to do this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
that's not good, buddy.
mine doesn't.
Mine's
we-
like,
What,
I have like no. Look how.
what has this podcast become?
It's like a hard lump. Touch it.
Sure, okay. Let me.
It's a hard. It's like a hard.
I
lump
feel
in
so
your-
bad for the audio only listener.
It's from working myself too much. If you know what I mean.
I've been playing League, but I've barely had time to play any because I just haven't had time. But I only play League whenever y'all are on Monster Hunter World, whenever I'm on. So I'm barely playing it at all.
Well, I
right
guess I can never not be on Monster Hunter again.
now. Well, a lot of my time is about to be taken up by Kakarot because I pre-ordered that baby.
You know what's gonna happen in
And I'm
Kakarot?
gonna-
Yamcha's gonna die.
I'm gonna cry.
What if he
Tears.
lives?
Man, tears.
What?
Yeah, what?
What?
What if that's the new story? It's Yamcha lives,
Yeah.
and he's confirmed for the Smash character Friday or Thursday.
Oh, Yamcha and Smash. Well, thank you.
It's Final
That's
Smash.
such
He
a
just
slap.
dies.
Such a slap in the face to Dragon Ball Z.
Can you
If
imagine?
they would have put Yamcha.
Yamcha gets the final Smash ball, and then just he uses Final Smash, and just Uncyberman jumps out, and he explodes and dies.
Like it pans up the body and you see the orange outfit, and everybody's like, "Oh no, they did it! They put Goku in the game." And then it pauses at the chest, and then there's a quick pan up.
Do 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 do.
Yeah,
I'm here for it, especially if it's young Yamcha, like Dragon
I
Ball
want it
Yamcha.
to be baseball Yamcha.
he didn't have enough time to get old.
Look, apparently he's in Super, so they just wished him back like they do everyone. In this
Yeah,
show.
no, he's in Super.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I know we're about to derail again. Could you
That's okay,
imagine
it
if
happens all
people
the time.
actually died in Dragon Ball Z and couldn't come back? What a story that would be.
So yeah, I
No,
agree.
nobody
That
will
would
ever
that'd be an
die.
incredible. No, like if they still killed the people off though, it would have been Gohan's story, and then it would have become Trunks' story after Vegeta died, and
what if
then
Goku
Gohan
actually
dies, and
died?
it becomes
Oh,
future
man.
Trunks' story.
I mean, the show should really be about Gohan, anyways.
So just real
Same.
quick, you know what happens in Super, right? How they gather people for a tournament of power,
Yes, I
and
know of it. I
Goku
did
is
watch it.
allowed to bring 10 people with him, 9
And
people, I
Yamcha
guess.
asks to go.
Yeah.
and he tells him no.
And Goku laughs. I'm not joking. Yeah, I'm just like, Goku, I can go if you need the help. And Goku looks at him and goes, I'm
I'm
not
offended.
joking.
So
I'm
I've,
completely honest.
I'm
I've
gonna send him
watched,
email.
I've watched like 40 or 50 episodes of
Super?
Super.
Yeah.
And I still don't remember Yamcha.
All right,
I didn't realize-
Toriyama.
I didn't realize that
Where
that
is
he
your
was
email
back.
address?
He also, like, Goku's so dumb in Super. Like they doubled down on how stupid Goku is, because
Yes, they did.
he's like, yeah. So I have Vegeta and myself, Piccolo, and Gohan, and I guess we could bring Goten and Trunks. But then where am I gonna find the rest of the people? And Krillin's like standing right there, just looking at him, and he goes, "Oh, Krillin, yeah, you can come." And then I'll go ask Tien Shinhan to help us. And he goes, and then I'll ask Frieza. And he's like, whoa, Goku, wait, buddy, calm down. You got Boo, you got Master Roshi, you got Yamcha, you got the androids. Why are you just suddenly like, yeah, I should go ask Frieza? He completely forgets he's got Pycon. Oob still exists. It's like, nah, let's just jump to one of my worst enemies.
No, Frieza's just misunderstood.
Yeah, surely. Frieza did nothing wrong.
Frieza
Yeah.
can go gold, okay?
Yeah,
Frieza doesn't technically have a gender,
that's correct. None of Frieza's race do.
which is weird to me because I always thought Frieza was a chick.
So-
and then I found out he or she or it is not.
So,
Either.
That's weird. So you always thought Frieza was a girl?
Yeah.
so Frieza,
I always thought Frieza was a boy.
Frieza's voiced by a woman, if memory serves, in the
I know
dub.
that, yeah.
In the
That's-
sub,
that's
Frieza's
true.
voiced by a man, I think.
I
So-
mean, wouldn't it? I mean, it would have been one of the first shows I'd ever seen with a female, like a heavy female villain role.
you can kind of just interpret Frieza as whichever you wish, though, honestly.
Frieza is Frieza.
Yeah, that's what it kind of comes down to.
Frieza's
know-
an annoying child.
In a weird way, though, like, Cooler, Frieza's brother, like, they call him a brother in there, and it's like, he's not. He is genderless, but he identifies as a guy, and, like, they just call him a guy the whole time, and it's like, that's a little strange, but all right, sure. If you want to be a guy, Cooler, I'm not going to tell you can't. You can blow up planets. You do what you want to do, Cooler.
I'm gonna at Toriyama on Twitter and ask why he did Yamcha so bad. I'm pulling up Twitter right now.
Pat, how's the rest of your week, man?
That's literally been it. I've played
Okay.
Monster Hunter World, I've played League, and I watched Double O.
I love that.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I also downloaded 2 games on my phone. I mean, I don't know
Ooh.
how much I'll care about that,
Oh.
I've
but
been yelling a lot. I'm gonna move the mic further.
I downloaded Azure Lane.
Okay.
The game that Trey was talking about.
I haven't
last
played
week.
it again since I talked about it last week.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been playing it off and on. It's interesting, but I feel like it's really complex. Like there's so many different menus to have to
Yeah,
go through.
there's a
and
lot.
That's something I don't really necessarily like too much. But I'm kind of just dealing with it and playing it every now and then. I am gonna watch the anime at some point, especially because it's only one season. It's like 10 episodes.
It's not bad.
And I've also been playing Mobile Legends, which is just a mobile MOBA.
No, Arena of Valor. We've already gone over.
Should I download Arena of Valor instead?
Yes.
Okay, I'll
Oh.
re-download Arena of Valor instead.
So
But
Go ahead,
yeah,
go ahead.
that's pretty much it.
You can play as Lu Bu in Arena of Valor.
That's true.
Trey, you knew this.
I did
Yeah,
know
we
that.
played
I
it on the
did.
Switch,
I
remember?
did know this. I just wanted to give the reaction that everybody expected me to give.
Arena
so-
of Valor.
For my week, I've been playing Iceborne. What I was gonna say earlier is that I love that we all
That's offense.
we all talked about how good Iceborne is, but none of us actually talked about playing Iceborne. We all use the defender weapons. We're all into Iceborne now, and now we're having to, as Andrew kind of touched on, we're having to grind up to get caught up. But it's still really fun.
Toriyama's Twitter.
It's still it's still really fun. I now have a Nargacuga sword and shield, and a master rank Donogama hunting horn, and a master rank Viper Tobi Kadachi heavy bowgun. And so I'm working on some of the other weapons. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I need to just really sit down and grind out some story mode on that. But I haven't been playing too much of that on my own. I've been playing it with you guys because I've been trying to beat Outer Worlds. Or Outer Wilds, words. Outer Wilds. Why are those two games
Yeah.
so similar name-wise? I really like Outer Wilds. I think it's a really fun game. I hate flying the ship so much.
Really?
It is not just my least favorite thing. There are times where I have just almost figured, like I've almost reached a place, and then I have either died or run out of time. And then when I try to go to get back there, I fail like 3 times trying to get back there, and I just close the game and put it down. Because it's incredibly frustrating flying that ship. I tried to land on the thing orbiting the sun like 25 times and crashed into the sun every single time. There are times where I'll try to land on one of the planets and I'll just time it wrong and be going too fast by the time I get there and just smash into the planet. Or the ship will hit and like rebound off, and then I'm out in space and I have no control over my ship, and so then I just kill myself so it restarts. I think that game would be a lot higher in my personal list of games of the year if it didn't have that terrible piloting system. And it's not terrible. It could definitely be worse, but it definitely could be better. And I think most of that is that there is an autopilot, and the autopilot's bad. Try to use the autopilot, and it will just fly you through other objects to try and get there. Because the autopilot doesn't take into account other things.
I didn't even know autopilot was an option.
Yeah. The other thing I don't necessarily like is the loop. I think they don't give you enough time. There's a lot to explore in those areas, and because it takes a while to get there, sometimes I get there and don't have much time left, and I'll be exploring something and checking it out, and then loop ends. Like, oh, guess I'll fly back. And then die 3 times trying to get back, and then finally make it back. But other than that, I love the story in Outer Wilds. I think the story in that game is amazing. I have finished 2 planets, I think. Getting all the stuff from them. Hey, Jen, how's it going? And I think I'm almost done with a 3rd planet. But there's a lot of really cool stuff in there, and I definitely want to finish it. How far are you, Andrew?
I don't know. I tried to pick it back up here last week, and I didn't know where, because I have so many threads open that I didn't know where to go, and so I just shut off the game.
Yeah. I feel like that is a game, like there are a lot of RPGs that when you walk away from them for a little while, it's hard to get back, you know? I think Outer Wilds is like that, where it's very much a mystery, and if you're too far away for too long and lose track of the thread you were chasing, like there's just so many options. You could literally go anywhere. I really like the game. I just wish that the ship was easier to fly. Also, I found a really cool thing, and right when I found it, I like used it, and then the loop ended, and I can't find my way back to it again. And it's like, oh, but that, I feel like that was really important. How do I get back there? And I don't want to just look it up, because if I do, then I'll probably get spoiled on something else, you know? Because the whole game is about the mystery. But I want to beat it, if at all possible, before we do Game of the Year, because everybody talks so good about it. From all the other places Game of the Year that I've seen, people just talked about how much they loved it. But I don't know. Right now, it probably wouldn't go on my top 10 because of how much I hate flying that ship. There have been some really affecting moments, though. There was one today that I got to this area and just went, oh, all right. Because it was really affecting. It was very, very good. I also played around a little bit with Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
I like that game a lot. I wish I had more time to play that game because of how much I like that game.
But time.
Well, I meant before Game of the Year, but like I'm not gonna rush
30 hours. You got time.
I'm not gonna rush it. I refuse to rush that game. That game really feels like it needs to be just taken at your own pace. Which is why, again, I didn't want to try and play it before I started Crunch Month. But it's really good. Very difficult so far. I keep failing checks. But I really like it so far. And of course, like I said, still working on Iceborne, still working on 14. They added a thing with PvP in 14, where you get so much XP from doing the daily roulette of PvP that it's like more than leveling roulette and trials roulette like put together. We won a game of PvP today in the roulette, and I got almost 3 million XP. I got
Nice.
2 levels today on my Bard. My Bard is now level
How do I do this?
77 or 76. Sorry. When you log in or whenever you're in game, just press Y or U to pull up your roulettes, and frontline
Yeah.
roulette is at the bottom. You may have to go unlock it in the Wolf's Den, but easy enough to do. But it is worth so much XP. So good.
And it's PvP, huh?
Yeah, it's the frontline roulette, the new mode. I'm actually thinking about maybe recording a video on it just to show, because I bet there's a lot of people that have no idea they buffed the XP on it. So it's definitely helping in leveling. Pat, what the heck? It's definitely helping in leveling my jobs. Because I got Monk to 80, and then now I already got Bard 4 levels in the last couple days. So it's building. And then I finished Tokyuger. Resha Sentai Tokyuger. That
How did that go?
show is amazing. It is now one of my favorite TV shows. It's my number 2 right now on my favorite TV shows of all time. That ending was incredible. Like the Kyoryuger was a really fun show, but by the ending was just kind of there, you know? It was just like, well, we got to wrap all these threads up. Whereas Tokyuger, like, legit wrapped everything up in a perfect package. I was extremely satisfied with the ending. All the characters were really good. I recorded a video just of me talking about how much I like it, and that'll go up sometime next week, probably. But, yeah, Tokyuger. Watch Tokyuger. It's really, really good. My favorite main cast of a Sentai series, for sure.
Nice.
I'm now on episode 33, I think, of Drive. A couple of those posts went up today on Twitter. Kamen Rider Drive is still really good. And then, of course, because I have to be at the computer and I have to be able to take screenshots while I'm watching it to be able to put them on Twitter, that show is a little bit slower than watching other ones. So I watched the first 2 episodes of Kamen Rider Den-O. Den-O came out in 2007. Andrew is just checked out. He's paying attention to other stuff. He doesn't care about Kamen Rider.
No.
Den-O came out in 2007. The effects aren't quite as fancy as some of the newer shows, but they look really good. And Den-O is like a comedy.
Nice.
So the plot of Den-O is that the main character, he's kind of worthless. He's not really good at talking to people. He's very much an introvert. He doesn't have a lot of confidence. And he gets possessed by an Imagine, which is a ghost from the future. And this ghost from the future is like this red demon guy that's all super aggressive. And so the whole point of it is that these ghosts from the future are coming back and stealing people's time so that they can live again. And he has to become a Kamen Rider Den-O to stop them. And so he uses the power of this ghost that has possessed him. But like where it really shines is in the character interaction so far. Like Ryotaro is like always so quiet and reserved, and he's like he's just always walking around like this, and I don't, and he like doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to be around people. He doesn't want to talk to people. And then Momotaro is over there just like, come on, let's go. We gotta help these people. We gotta save these people. Let me fight. Come on. And they make a really good dynamic. I actually really like it. So I'm excited for more. The OP makes it seem like he's gonna get possessed by more ghosts.
Nice.
So we'll see where that goes. But
Nice possession.
Den-O, pretty cool so far. And then, yeah, that's pretty much been my week. I want to play some more Iceborne. I want to play some more Outer Wilds. I want to play some more Disco Elysium. Play some more 14. That's my go-to right now.
Yeah, I need to get back into 14.
Should. Minus the fantasy. Man, you've also been possessed by a ghost from the future. Well, just let him know if he needs to fight. You should get him a cool sword. So, real quick, I'm sorry. I know I was about to move on. I'm sorry. Real quick.
That was a hard cut at the perfect time. I just want you to know. We should just get him a sword real quick.
Real quick. Moment like Den-O's weapon is Andrew couldn't take the real quick. Ditto's weapon is like a sword that the blade comes off the weapon, and when he swings it, the blade like ghosts over like away from it, and then follows the arc that he swings it in, and it's like super cool.
Nice.
That's just all I had to say. It's just really, really cool.
It sounds like it.
Watch Ditto. Ditto's really good. Also, Pat, I think you would actually really like Tokyuger. No joke.
I want to watch that kind of stuff, but I'm watching anime right now.
It's like anime.
I believe you. However, it's not Gundam.
That's true. But it does have giant robots.
You've piqued my interest.
So the bad guys have giant robots too, and all the robots are trains that turn into robots.
That would have been the best way to get.
I know, that's what I was saving it. Now he's
You
gone.
waited till he's gone. When he
I
comes back,
know.
you can say it again.
I do. The bad guys ones are
Did
called.
someone say trains?
So the bad guys ones are called Kuriners, and they're like these evil black trains that turn up into a knight form to fight,
Maybe I
and
prefer
then
it that way.
the bad guys have 5. The good guys have the good guys have 5 different colored trains that all come together to form Tokyo, which is this giant combining robot, and then they can get other support trains later that come in. But the whole thing is a train themed Sentai, and it's really good. That's also why I went to Den-O, is because Den-O also has trains.
So many trains, so little time.
And Den-O is a common rider that uses a train to travel from the future, or from the present to the past.
I feel like Andrew just illegally downloaded a bunch of
Let me just click on this right here.
So
bunch
all I'm
of
saying is
train
trains.
things.
For whatever reason, Patrick is like always super quiet, Jen. And I don't know what
Just
if
'cause he hates us.
probably can't ever
Like,
seem to
you
get him louder.
can-
I have you
Did
maxed
you
out in
right-click
Discord.
me?
You are maxed out.
Okay.
You are always maxed out in Discord.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
Pat has left the call.
Never mind. My input volume is actually maxed on my end too.
You are always maxed out.
I could increase the gain a little bit.
Please do.
Is that better?
That is much louder. Yes.
Is this what you wanted?
Yeah, that's way better.
Check the Carfax.
Chat, what do you think about
now
that?
you're
Is
gonna
that
hear.
better?
Now you're gonna hear things that I don't want you to hear.
Jen says
I'm
that's way
nervous.
better. Let me know if I'm too loud now. I can bring
I
myself down
love,
so we
I
match.
love that it says I think Patrick is a little quiet. I hear Trey a lot more. No comment.
Well,
I
you
was
were
blown
gone. You were gone, sir.
Look at that. Look at those bags and those eyes.
Anyway,
Yeah, dude, I feel you.
Tokusatsu
I
trains is the best
slept.
trains.
That's pretty bad. I slept.
Throwing that out there. Tokusatsu trains are the best trains.
Speaking
That's
of
Is
trains.
that one, Jen?
Is it train time?
It's about to be, but because we're talking about trains, I'm gonna let it go.
So, from there, we'll move on into the actual news. I thought review embargo would drop on Kakarot today, but it did not.
Kakarot.
That's interesting, especially because it comes out in 3 days.
Yeah, I really thought
Yeah.
review embargo would be today, but I guess maybe it'll be Thursday. But either way, I guess we'll find out.
I'm nervous about the reviews. Honestly, I'm gonna tweet about it though. I'm gonna tweet about it when I see it.
We will see how it goes. If you want to see Pat
Not
tweet
that
about it, you can
anybody
follow him on
follows me
Twitter. Right up there, you can follow him on Twitter.
I believe I may actually follow you on Twitter.
It's okay. My Twitter is dry.
Just like
I'm
Oh,
actually about to do a purge on my Twitter and delete every single tweet ever and try to make it more what's the word? Professional.
professional for what? For
I
work?
Yeah,
I don't know that our followers expect professional, but your job might.
exactly.
Because-
Or I could just make a separate account that is
That's true. You
my
could do
like
that.
my like professional account, but the username at Patrick Vasquez is already used by me. So what I might do is purge this account, make a new account that's my joke account, have
That's
a link
fair.
to that in the bio,
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
make it private.
That's a lot of work.
That is a lot
It
of
is
work.
a lot of work, but if you want to see me curse on the internet, that's the best way to do it.
I was gonna say because our viewers aren't used to professionalism because
Aren't
they're used to
working,
me.
That's right.
No, they're
You
not
like
used
my
to it. 'cause
Twitter account
they're
banned?
used to
Now
mine.
you're just blowing smoke in places that the sun doesn't shine.
Yeah, they are not work. They are used to mine, which is not professional. I complain about Star Wars at least once a week on there.
See, the thing is, though, if I make a professional Twitter, I'll never use it. I'll always use the one that I joke on. Maybe I should just make it private. Let me do that.
So we did have some game announcements this week.
Yeah. Oh, announcements.
Yeah.
What?
Code Shifter
what's that?
was announced. Code Shifter
Code
is
Shifter.
a ArcSys work pixel-based fighter that is going to have a bunch of different characters from various ArcSys work games.
Okay.
It has a story mode that has, in my opinion, a really not great looking designed 3D character that can switch to the pixel characters. And then it has a like 1v1 mode where like an arcade mode style where you can versus mode. That's what I was looking for. A versus mode where you can fight with the pixel characters against other pixels characters. And it has characters like Soul Bad Guy, Jin Kitsuragi, Blitz Tank. I just completely forgot everybody's name for some reason.
But they look like crap, though.
I don't think they look bad. They're like pixels. They're not their regular versions for sure.
Is
They're
it
like
coming to
pixel
PC?
versions. Think so?
Oh, I see.
I thought it was just Switch. No, PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch.
Yeah, and it's coming at the end of the month.
Is there only
It's coming
a?
in the month to Japan.
Yes.
You guys would say, is there only a Japanese trailer?
Currently, there's not an English one, but if it's anything like ArcSys' other games, you don't need to have an English version to play it because it's a fighting game. I mean, I guess if you want to do the story mode, but who plays fighting games for story mode?
I don't think that I'm too interested in this game. Not that it'll be bad, but I just don't see myself playing it.
But it just looks like terrible garbage.
It's okay.
You're right.
We have a long-standing tradition of the full spectrum hates fighting games, except for Trey.
I don't
No,
hate
that's not
fighting
true.
games.
I like fighting games a lot. I'm just terrible at them, and I get mad.
And then Jump Force happened, and then our image was completely ruined because we all hated it.
What
Well,
is
to be
this?
fair, it's not a fighting game. That's just a piece of garbage.
Pat.
I wanted to see a trailer and I got garbage. What happened?
No, I'm just laughing at the way you said that. What is this? I realized the
Oh.
other day that like we had a like set of months where all we talked about fighting game wise was bad fighting games. Because we talked about Jump Force, then we talked about One's Justice, and we talked about that Black Clover fighting game. It was like, yep. That's all that's coming out though. Bad fighting game.
I can't find this next one at all.
Well, if you'll hold on a second, I'll explain it. We're still
Yeah,
talking about
somebody else
Code
will
Shifter,
do it
Pat.
for you.
Why are you trying to move on from Code Shifter?
I want to get ahead of the game. Oh,
I want to
found it.
talk about Code Shifter some more. No, I mean, I think it looks cool.
I don't think it looks bad. I just don't think that it, like from what I saw, it just doesn't look like something that I personally would play. That doesn't mean it's going to be bad, and that doesn't mean I won't at some point play it. What I don't know what the price is going to be.
I don't get either. I want to
If
play
it's
as
really cheap,
Pixel
I
Soul
might
Bad
pick it
Guy.
up just to pick it up. Pixel Soul Bad Guy actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. I think he looks really good. Disclaimer, don't do that. Following that, Solomon Project was announced. Or Solomon Program, sorry. We don't know anything
Solomon
about
Grundy?
this. We don't know anything about this. Except that it's Konami, and it's a monster collecting game.
I'm in.
So I don't know
Okay.
if it's going to be more Yu-Gi-Oh or more Digimon Story, whichever one it's going to be. Want to know my opinions about Tim? We talked about that at the start of the podcast. I don't even know what that is.
There's gonna be a demo code on the 17th if you get the issue of Mirakoro comic version 2.0.
A demo for a code for what?
Hey Zeke,
For
do we get
game.
Mirakoro? He doesn't care. Sorry, everybody. He's very unprofessional.
I don't even know what Mirakoro is.
I think it's a magazine like Korokoro, if I had to guess. Like a gaming magazine style. It's what Pokemon should have done. I'll look it up, because apparently Andrew and Pat both thought it looked really cool. So I'll look up Tim. Wait!
I'm sure.
Wait.
Be ready for next week when Trey badmouths Tim.
Is Tim that game that's set in like a little village and the girl, because I like vaguely remember a trailer. The girl like walks in the garden and there's the little caterpillar monster there. Is that game?
I don't know.
It's a great question.
I'll look it up later. I guess I could look it up right now. But...
I've never heard a better question.
Why are we all so sarcastic with each other?
So apparently this is based
Called
off of a
Love.
manga.
Manga.
I did not know that. I didn't find that when I was looking into it, but all I had to go off of was
What
the
it
name.
is? Tim?
No. Solomon program.
Oh, okay. I don't care about Solomon program. We're talking about Tim now.
Solomon
it
program
shows-
is interesting to me.
It shows a character, for the main character, like the protagonist, and then there's also a picture of a potential monster that you're gonna have to fight. That kind of reminds me of a character from, Boku no Hero.
Which character?
I'm so bad with names. Hold on.
I was just curious. I wasn't calling you out. I was.
No, you're good. So bad with names.
No, I don't recognize this at all. I've looked it up and I don't recognize it at all. This is not the game I was thinking of. Looks cool though. It looks cool. It sounds like a discount navigation system. Your monster is in this set of grass.
Oh, he looks like Stain.
Okay, that's gonna be a monster you can collect.
Maybe.
Interesting.
It just says Gishiki, a mysterious monster Beta encounters. Beta is the protagonist, and he looks like Stained, kind of like like. It's not exactly like they're kind of
Right, but it's still of that body shape.
Yeah. So, but it's a monster that has a tail, and then he's got this like black cape that's like permanently like stuck in the air.
Oh, so
That's
he's
kinda
Blackluster
out-ish.
Soldier.
And he's got a long spear that has a red cloth tied to it.
I mean, I am always down for more monster collecting games. I am there.
Yeah, you said monster collecting, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of excited.
So I
Let
am
me add
down
this
for
to my
that.
list.
I don't trust Konami to make good games anymore, but I am interested in trying it.
I wonder if it'll be full price.
With Konami, 100%, no doubt in my mind.
You think so?
Yes. Have you seen how much they've milked Dual Links?
I'm not
It's had like
surprised.
3 re-releases now.
All right, Skyrim, chill out.
Now you can now play Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Links on your Amazon Echo device.
Heck yeah.
Alexa, it's your turn. Draw a card. Oh, crud. Okay, she didn't do anything. I realized immediately afterwards what I had done. Oh.
Downloading Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
I summon Obelisk the Tormentor in attack mode.
You're screwed.
I play Pot of Greed. So we should probably move on. Man, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. That's really good though. Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing.
they announced a thing this week that people are either extremely excited for or really upset about, and I'm interested where you guys fall on it. Xbox Series X will not have exclusives at launch. Instead, they will have parity between the Xbox Series X and PC. So games like Halo that are coming out at launch still, Halo Infinite, will come out on both instead of just on Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
I think from a consumer standpoint, this is a net win. Because you don't have to buy another console.
So they mean no Xbox only exclusive.
Right. Not anything exclusive just to the console. For 2 years,
But
they say.
But it's exclusive to the way that it matters, where it's not on PlayStation 5.
Right. It will not be on PS5. Right.
Okay.
That was the confusion that I had, because I thought you were meaning like they're not gonna make any exclusives.
Well, that's what they
for
originally
2 years.
said. And that was a very confusing statement because everybody was like, then why? Why are you even making a console?
Exactly.
But then they said that Halo was coming out day one. So how can they not have exclusives but still have Halo coming out day one? And so that's when Matt Booty clarified that it would be coming out on PC as well through Xbox for Windows Live. Or not Windows Live, it's Xbox Game Store now.
I am totally okay with this, knowing that now I can buy the games on my PC.
Yeah.
And I'm even less likely to purchase an Xbox anytime in the future. Granted, I've already vowed to never purchase a Microsoft console ever again, but now even less because they screwed me over on my Xbox One. I still had a warranty for a week, and whenever I asked them to help me with my Xbox because one of the USB stopped powering, like powering devices and reading data from flash drives, they told me to screw off. Basically, I literally was like, "Look, I have a receipt here showing that I purchased it less than a week, like a year ago, and a week after that, like before that." And they were like, "No, like right here it says your warranty expired 2 weeks ago." And I was like, "No, like I'm looking at the receipt, and like I read the serial number to him multiple times, and they were just like, nope, nope, nope." And so then I called later to try to get a different person, and I did, and they said the same thing, and it was just like,
Was that
I literally
Microsoft?
just yes,
Okay, I was just making sure.
yeah, I was literally like, I can't believe this. Like I stopped playing PlayStation consoles
That was your
when the
mistake.
Xbox 360 came out. So I had the Xbox 360.
You
and I had
skipped
the
PS3. Come on.
I know it was a mistake. Then I had the Xbox One, and I bought the Xbox One on launch. And I was just like, dude, like how are you not going to support me whenever I bought your console on launch and I've had your console for years? Like, I just want to continue playing your games. And they were just like, no, we're not going to help you. So I was like, cool, I'll just buy a PS4. And I said some derogatory words. And now I have a PS4 Pro.
Yeah. The
I've had
Xbox One
3
is
PS4s.
maybe my biggest regret console-wise.
Yeah.
Because I bought it. Do you remember why I bought it, Andrew? You were there.
I wasn't there.
You were there when I bought my Xbox One.
No,
You
I
sold it to
wasn't.
me.
I was.
Yes. Do you remember why I bought it? What I said when I put my card down on the table and then slammed my hand down on top of it dramatically?
No, baby, I'm trying to make that sale.
I said Scalebound will be the best game that has ever come out, and I will buy this console so I can play Scalebound when it launches.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Yeah, that's it's been 3 years since
I'm a
Scalebound
fool!
was canceled.
The thing took like setup with dust for like 6 months before I ever touched it, and it's set up with dust ever since.
Yeah, especially with Game Pass now.
Yeah.
I've been playing on PC.
Yeah.
Hey, Microsoft still getting my money because
Yeah.
of Game Pass.
Game Pass is great. But why would I? That's the other thing. Like, from a consumer side, I think this is amazing, right? I get the decision. I also don't get the decision because there's gonna be a bunch of people that just don't buy this console because of this.
They're definitely gonna lose sales. Like if they are somebody that has an Xbox and a PC, why buy a new console when you can play those games on the PC?
100%.
And then once the games become quote unquote exclusive, then you could buy it, and it's gonna be like $100-$200 cheaper.
Yeah.
We'll already be 2 years into that console's lifespan.
Yeah.
They'll probably already have made the Xbox X Slim or whatever the hell they always fucking do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting aggravated.
No, you're fine.
Well, my other thing is like I have had so many problems with Microsoft just in general. I don't want to give them my money at all.
Well, I think what's easy to forget, and this is not saying defend Microsoft because Windows 10 is the launch of Windows 10 and Windows 8 and everything through there was
not
hot
Windows
garbage.
8.
But
At least it's not Vista.
yeah, I think the thing to remember is that those companies are huge, and it's not. And again, I'm not saying this to defend anybody, but it's not Joe Schmo in like customer relations fault if something doesn't work. It is his fault in customer relations if he doesn't take care of the customer. That don't misunderstand me, but like, I think it's easy to lose track of that. Like, Microsoft employees, Sony employees get death threats from people because like the game got canceled. It's like it's not that person's fault. But
Yeah.
the other thing I wanted to bring up from this is that Sony announced there absolutely would be exclusives coming to the PS5. And people
because that's how they make their money.
Right, that's how they've always done it. People got upset. There was
Because
like
they didn't follow in the footsteps of Microsoft.
Yeah, because they didn't do the thing that their competitor is doing that's going to cost their competitor money.
Come on now.
So, just look, I get it. From a consumer standpoint, I absolutely understand. This is going to save you a bunch of money not having to buy a new console. And if Sony did that too, you'd be great. But there's a very big difference, first off. Sony doesn't also own a thing on PC that allows you to play your games, first off.
Yep.
And second off, just because one company does something doesn't mean the other's immediately going to do it. You can be upset at the status quo, but you can't be upset that when a first step is taken to get away from it, everybody else doesn't immediately jump on that. Because a company's not going to do that. They're a company. They're in it for their bottom line. Now, if Microsoft can prove that the bottom line is sustainable with this, absolutely, every company should follow suit. But
I will say this is the first time that Microsoft is letting the MLB The Show be on other consoles. So
Yeah.
technically they're taking steps to that because that game has been an exclusive for who knows how long.
yeah. The other thing to
But-
remember is that Sony has been very backwards or very against, I guess I should say, cross-platform. It took them a very long time to get cross-platform in very specific titles, and it's still definitely not in everything. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying that to defend Sony. I think they should be more proactive about getting that. But, you know. Yeah, you're right. They shouldn't do it, but they absolutely will.
They will.
So just keep that in mind. I agree with you that Sony needs to do it, but I'm also realistic enough to understand that they're not just going to do it for goodwill when they don't have to. When they already
Well, it's like
have
that-
so much goodwill, why would they?
That's potential money like that they
Yeah.
could lose out on. And whether or not I think that that's a good reason is subjective, but
Yeah.
realistically, like whenever you take your game and make it available for cross-platform like that, you're decreasing the value of your console.
And I would prefer that every company, if I could right now play games on my Switch or play games on Steam from my Switch, and then when I go somewhere, play my Steam games on my Switch, I'm good. I'll never have to buy another console again.
Yeah.
If all game companies could do that, that would be amazing. But right now, they're
Bro,
not.
like- I got you. Just buy the Stadia.
So, in other news,
It's a trash
in other
console.
news, Persona 5 Scramble, the opening was revealed. It's a really cool opening, first off, if you haven't seen it. But it also reveals a new character.
Ooh.
who has 2 pistols and is dressed a little like a, I guess it'd be like a Lupin the Third style cowboy. Like not an actual cowboy, but like what a cowboy would be like in the Lupin the Third world.
Okay.
So he looks really cool. We don't know anything really about him so far, but originally when that character, because we saw what we're pretty sure is like his human form, not in costume. Human form, like he transforms instead of just putting on clothes. I watched too much Tokusatsu lately. We saw his regular outfit, and he looked like he was going to be a bad guy. But if that is him and he's fighting on their side, then he must be a good guy. And it's really cool because he's an adult. So like the big theme for Persona 5 was young adults having to grow into adulthood, but fighting against the idea of what the status quo is for an adult, how an adult's supposed to live, and giving into corruption, things like that, and instead choosing to be better than that. So it'd be really interesting to see how that interacts with. It'd be really interesting to see how that interacts with the cast, an actual adult. So, also the gameplay looks really cool.
Sorry, don't be mad at me. I'm doing things to help myself stay awake.
No, you're good. I'm not mad. I found it funny.
It's fine. It's fine.
I found it funny.
Trey's so boring.
I know. It's everybody just. The only reason people listen to this podcast is for ASMR, listening to my voice so they can sleep because I'm so boring.
Yeah.
At least they're listening for you.
Oh, that's true. I don't word it like that. People listen for you too. We have more viewers now than we did last night when I was at our regular scheduled podcast time with just me. Keep that in mind. So we'll get to Dante because there's like 99% it's probably going to be Dante Thursday, but we'll get there. We're getting there. So yeah, Persona 5 looks really cool. Scramble. Looks really fun to play. Yakuza 7 got some new commercials. Did you guys watch these commercials that I linked to?
What?
No, I haven't watched that.
You linked them?
Yeah, I linked them. I linked them in the admin chat.
No, you did.
I did.
Oh no, you didn't.
These commercials are hilarious and amazing.
Oh, those.
Pat, could you link them in the chat so the chat can find them too if they want to see them?
Yeah.
Would I look forward to a Persona 6? Absolutely. I love the entire Persona franchise. I still like 3 more than all the rest of them. Or maybe 4. I don't know. That's a tough call. I look forward to a Persona 6 though for sure.
Look at all those admin rights that I have to be able to post links.
Thank you, sir. These commercials are amazing. Thanks to DualShockers for gathering them all together. I think this game looks brilliant and amazing.
What the heck?
And I want to play this game real bad. It comes out really soon in Japan, but it's going to be a while, probably fall for those of us in America. But they went all in on these commercials and had a lot of fun with them, you can tell. Yeah, Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon, as it's going to be called here, is a RPG. But the job system in there looks insane. So I'm very excited.
What the heck?
I was going to say let's move on, but Pat's watching them now, and I kind of want to get his reaction.
I'm so confused as to what's happening in this commercial.
Let's watch. Let's see. How long are these?
Most of them are pretty short, but there are a lot of them. Some of them are just like 15-second deals.
That's where they were going with this.
You should watch these commercials, chat, if you have not. I will remember to put a link in the description as well for anybody watching the VOD that wants to see these commercials. But they went all out on them, and they look really good.
I was very confused at first. I am no longer confused. This is awesome. I'm so excited to see where this game is going to go.
So, please.
There's a lot of commercials. I don't want to sit here and watch all of them.
So just save that in a tab for later, chat, and you can watch it, or you can watch it in another window while you're watching us. I would not blame you, but they're really good. If they made a Yakuza style GTA, that's what Yakuza is already, baby. It's already GTA, but good GTA.
Yeah, it's better. It's better than GTA. It's a more highly compacted, focused, open world.
You can have a girlfriend in Yakuza. You can't have a girlfriend in GTA.
That's not true.
You can't have a girlfriend. Also, for people that are like, you can't drive cars in Yakuza, you should play Yakuza 5 or Yakuza 6 because you can there. Look,
Also, okay. Also, driving a car, all that does is shorten the amount of time from getting to point A to point B.
Yeah.
Where in Kamurocho, you don't need a car because
So-
it's the perfect size open world.
do you know how you drive the car in Yakuza 5?
Wow, mini games.
Drive the car in street races where you're in a taxi cab because Kiryu is a taxi driver and he gets dragged into these street races to try and save this kid's life. And he's driving and going, oh, as he's like passing people. It's real good. And for the comments of, a giant city though, Yakuza 4 has 3 cities, Yakuza 5 has 4 cities. Who needs 1 city with your filthy GTA? I got 4 cities in Yakuza 5.
You can also go in a lot more buildings
Just
in
saying.
Yakuza than in
Just saying.
GTA. In GTA, like half of those buildings you can't even walk in them.
I'm just saying, if you haven't played
in
Yakuza, you should.
just like Van said, sprawling nothingness. That's GTA.
Yeah.
GTA's fun is made by what you make of it.
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
usually boils down to committing drive-bys
Yes, or blowing
Or
things
robbing
up,
stores.
or robbing stores. Yeah.
or putting bombs on people and then running away, and laughing, giggling like a small madman.
Or pulling up next to a female that's walking and then honking your horn, and as they try to get in the car, you run them over.
or wait till you give them money, then you get out of the car and beat them to death with a baseball bat.
And then take your money back.
I do,
They take
yeah.
your money back.
Look, Kiryu doesn't do
Yeah,
that.
that game is
That's all I'm
awful.
saying.
Yeah, GTA that's like Yakuza. Would that be Sleeping Dogs?
Yes,
I never
Yes, it
played
would.
Sleeping Dogs.
because Sleeping
Oh,
Dogs, you still have to
Sleeping Dogs
drive
is
around
so
the city and everything. Yeah, absolutely. I love Judgment, dude.
Sleeping
I
Dogs
love
is so
Judgment.
good, man.
Judgment's my game of the year. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Or was it Warlords?
My game of the year has shifted.
Oh, here we go.
My number 1 and number 2 are fighting, and I have to decide soon.
What are your number 1 and number 2?
Well, that's spoilers.
2020, Trey can't decide what he likes better.
No, it's Fire Emblem 3 Houses and Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers. Those two are like fighting real close, but I think that Shadowbringers might be pulling over for it. It was like
Well,
3 Houses by like a landslide, but
Yeah.
I have replayed 3 Houses now an entire time through for another playthrough, and I'm working on a third. And some of the flaws are starting to shine through a little bit more on a third playthrough. Not enough to where it's like it's bumped down another place, it's still an amazing game. But I really wish I could skip the first like 3 maps.
I really wish I could play that game.
You
Does
should!
it not have a new game plus?
It does. It has a really good New Game Plus.
Hmm.
So, you know what else has New Game Plus? Final Fantasy 14.
Yes, King, that is correct.
It can
DLC
be
cannot
my game of the year. It can't be the full Spectrum's game of the year, but it can be my
Yeah.
game of the year. My top 10 list is mine.
Yeah, which we went. I don't know. I mean, if I understand it, but sometimes it feels bad
To what? To say no or to say yes?
to say no to expansions.
Mm-hmm. Because you're also saying no to Iceborne when you say no to expansions. I'm just saying.
Well, that's fine.
Just saying.
I don't think Iceborne competes with Judgment.
Look, I'm not going to spoil the entire list, Artaka, but DMC5 is on that list somewhere. I will tell you that.
I could see Shadowbringers fighting for my higher spots. And I've only put in like 15 hours.
The story in Shadowbringers is so incredible, man.
It's already so good.
Oh, that story. It's like I said, it's my favorite Final Fantasy game. Just Shadowbringers.
It's just
Borderlands?
Borderlands is not on my top 10.
King's game of the year is
Man,
Borderlands.
Shall not
I'm
be
really
brutal
glad that
third
you
time
enjoyed
in
it
a
so much,
row.
man. I really do. I'm really glad that you enjoyed it so much, but it just did not win me over.
Can we ban someone?
No, we already have banned in the chat. We can't ban anybody else.
Oh crap!
So following that,
Yeet.
Guilty Gear Strive is getting a closed beta, so we will finally get to see some finished gameplay. And that will answer all the questions that people have for it. So we will see how that goes. People are still really nervous about that game, but we'll see. Closed beta coming up within the next couple months, so banned. No, we don't need that. That's okay. Thanks though.
Hold on.
Have you guys kept up on the controversy on that?
On what?
On Guilty Gear Strive?
No, I just know it's Guilty Gear, so I'm gonna buy it.
So more and more they have said that functions have been changed so that it's easier for new players. And so I'm not sure yet. None of us are sure yet what that means, you know. But
Yeah, I don't like the idea of that.
I don't either. And that's why everybody's so nervous about it. But Pat, I see that Chad has a question about a baseball game.
Yes.
You are our resident sportsman.
So MLB The Show is most likely the game that my dad is talking about. So MLB The Show is actually coming to all consoles this year. That's what I don't know if you were here earlier when I was talking about that, but MLB The Show will actually be on all consoles this year. I'm trying to find out what day they say it's going to be released for everyone. I don't know if they're releasing it for like PlayStation first and
Right.
then everyone else.
Yeah.
It usually comes out in March.
Yeah, so the official release date right now that I have is March. I wrote it down. 17th. Yep. But I don't
March is
know.
a busy month.
I don't know. I know, man. March is gonna be a busy month. I don't know if it's supposed to come out for all consoles at the same time. Let me look it up. MLB The Show all consoles.
The game releases on March 17th, 2020, exclusively on PlayStation 4.
Okay, so it's first on PS4 and then opens up to everything else.
So I wonder if next year it'll be on.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I just saw this right here that they announced that the future MLB The Shows are coming out. So what's probably going to happen is this year, like you said, it'll stay exclusive. The company making it isn't it just Sony making the game?
They normally make
I
it
don't know.
themselves. It's published first party.
Yeah, I was about to say it's developed by Sony themselves. So the report that I see here is that as early as 2021, so you can expect in 2021 in March to see MLB The Show.
Xbox.
Yeah, because I mean, the only other option is like RBI Baseball.
Yeah.
Which is hot garbage,
Yeah.
honestly.
RBI Baseball's fine. It's just here's the problem with RBI Baseball. MLB The Show is so good that any other attempt at a baseball game looks like hot garbage.
That's beyond valid. Like that's literally the most valid thing you can say. Because MLB The Show is such a sound game. It has problems,
Yes.
obviously, but
Everything
those
does.
problems are exactly, and plus those problems are typically very minor.
Except for Tokyo.
Like this MLB The Show for this year is awesome. I love that game, and I'm going to pre-order this MLB The Show for 2020 also.
Yeah, the show is consistently is great every year.
The only other baseball game I've played outside of the show that I actually enjoyed is the Bigs.
Yeah, it blows.
Yeah, the Bigs. Did you ever play that, Andrew? So it was just a baseball game, except they made everyone super buff and gave them like super strength. So you had like super pitches and you had super hits, and like you could do all different types of stuff to make you hit harder, like a guaranteed home runs, things like that.
I remember seeing this game when it came out.
It was super fun, but I don't think they got enough sales to keep it going, and that's why.
Andrew to kill me one day.
Was it like NFL Blitz but for baseball basically?
That's exactly what it was, essentially. Um,
Over the top.
yeah, and it was super fun. They had an arcade mode where you were sitting in like New York City, and a pitching machine would shoot balls at you, and you would hit it, and the more damage that you did to the buildings by the balls bouncing off of the different buildings and stuff, the more damage you did, the more points you got. So it was super fun because you just sit there and do damage to New York City, and you'd get points for it.
It actually
was
sounds
fun.
pretty cool.
Yeah, the arcade mode was great. The game was fun, but it's not MLB The Show, that's for sure. MLB The Show is something special.
You know what else has a really good baseball game? Or has a really good baseball mini game?
Yakuza.
Yakuza.
Yeah.
Honestly, the baseball game in Judgment's pretty good too.
I think it's pretty much just
Which
the
I'm
same
not.
game. I
I'm
didn't
so
see any
bad at it.
differences while I was playing it.
What makes me mad is that like I've gotten decent at batting on MLB The Show, but I cannot bat for crap on Judgment. I'm just so bad. I'll go in the cage and I'll start hitting it. I just can't. I can't get the timing down ever.
So, did you ever
But-
take a date to the batting cage?
Yeah, and she hit better than I did.
Yeah, I had the same experience.
I literally was like, this is annoying. Why is she so good at this
Oh,
game?
man. So from there, we'll move on. Some bad news. FF7 remake and the Marvel Avengers game have both been delayed.
So
Oh,
some
FF7
bad
did?
news.
Yep.
Yeah. April 10th.
Yep. It now is in between RE3 remake and Cyberpunk.
Oh,
Sorry,
boy.
FF7.
No!
but You're the one getting dropped.
No!
Dang.
Square, why?
Yeah. You lost a potential fan.
Like, I feel like they had, like, for them to delay it, it must have been a thing where they had to delay it.
Yeah. Like they were working out a specific bug or something and they just couldn't figure out the issue.
Maybe, man.
That's what I was about to
maybe.
say. It had
Yeah.
to have been like a late development type issue. Like everything was perfect almost except for like one bug or something. Or maybe they're having compression issues or something.
Yeah. They said they wanted to finish the polish so that it would be good. And I would rather a game be delayed as long as it's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is still kind of unfortunate. Avengers I wasn't as excited for, but whatever, like, that's not a short delay. That's going to be in the fall now. And, like, it must have needed that too, so sure, that's good. But kind of disappointed on FF7. So,
I'm not worried about the Avengers. That game can just not exist and it wouldn't bother me.
people worked hard on it, I'm sure.
I'm sure they did. And I'm happy that they are getting paid for it. But the
And I'm
company's
happy-
probably not going to continue the project.
Yeah, I don't
at
think-
all.
I don't think
And
that's
I'm
getting a
happy
sequel.
for the fans.
Yeah.
I'm happy for the fans.
Yeah, all 8 of them.
No, Avengers is hold on. Hold on. Avengers
Well,
is
before
a
we move too
huge
far,
worldwide
don't forget.
phenomenon.
Pat hates superheroes.
I don't hate superheroes. That is not true. I'm just not very into superhero movies.
Yeah,
And the one superhero movie I want, I'll never get.
but this is not a movie.
And
This
if
is
I
a
do
game.
get it, it'll be made by the same people who've been making the rest of these DC movies, which is awful.
This is not a movie though. This
So.
is a game made by some of the same team that made Spider-Man. And that game was
Eh,
great.
I'm also a DC person. That doesn't help.
That's no point though. It's just I want a good game. I don't care what heroes are in there. I want a good game. If it's a good game, then I'll care about what heroes are in.
Fair enough.
But-
I mean, look what happened in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
I liked 3. It wasn't
Or
as
was
good as
it
2.
4?
It was Infinite that was bad.
Infinite, yeah. That one.
Uh,
That game was that game was something special.
and oh, that game! Dante looked terrible, and he interacted with Ryu, and Ryu was just like, "Yes, we must go do the thing." Like, no, Ryu, just stop opening your mouth. It looks terrible. Oh, that game was so bad.
It was rough, man. The game was rough.
Yeah,
On
that
multiple
game
levels.
was not good.
I mean,
Uh,
even even the character, like the heroes they selected and villains for the game,
I
were
thought
just not.
they made some good picks, but then they had some really strange ones too. And like, I just want Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Give me a remaster of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with all the same characters, man.
Let's say, didn't in Infinite, didn't they not bring on Wolverine? Like, wasn't Wolverine
No.
not picked for that game?
They didn't bring on the X-Men at all
That's what it was. None of them.
because don't you remember, characters are actually just functions. And you don't need Magneto because his function is that he can fly, and you already have a flying character in the form of Nova, a character that everybody loves more than Magneto, right? Everybody would rather have Nova over Magneto, right?
Totally.
Oh,
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
Iron Blooded Orphans, the game.
Hold on. You can't just say that. What kind of game is it?
It would just be like you play through the story.
Yeah,
Just
but
like-
how
just,
does it play, Patrick? Is it a fighter? Is it a 3D, like,
Oh,
third
no, it would be a
over-the-shoulder fighter? Okay, so it's like a 2D fighter?
No, I don't think it would.
Is
be
it like
very-
an arena fighter? Kind of like Gundam Versus style?
Yes.
Okay. I'm down.
It's kind of like, which Dragon Ball Z game was it where you'd go through the story and literally just stop the story to do the fight and then keep
Kakarot.
doing the story?
Wait, no.
Wow.
No, it's Budokai Tenkaichi.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember which Tenkaichi game it was. But I would play that.
Yeah, I would too, for sure.
I
Hands
would play
down.
that.
And then after you beat the game, you unlock special missions that let you unlock suits that aren't from IBO.
That would be pretty cool. Then like just change up the game after like in like New Game Plus or something.
Yeah. Because, like, Gundam Battle Assault was that. It was Wing Gundam. Gundam Wing, I mean. And then it had a little bit of, like, Mobile Suit Gundam. And then after you beat the game, you could unlock, like, the Hydra and the Big Zam. Stuff like that to be able to play around with. That was cool.
Do you know how far back Xbox will let you go with games? I know they have 360 games in the
Almost
store.
all 360 games, and then you can purchase original Xbox games on their store. But you can't put in the disc for...
So you can only put in the discs for 360 games?
And not all of them, but most of them.
I was going to say, yeah, you're right. The rest of them you have to buy through the store.
Yeah, it's like 1,100 some odd that you can do, which is great. But the Xbox 360 library is like 3,000 games strong.
Yeah, I was about to say the 360 had one of the bigger libraries. in a
Oh yeah,
while,
it
didn't
absolutely did because it got a bunch of shovelware too, like Sneak
Mhm.
King. Everybody remembers Sneak King, right? I will have you know, we used, and I'm not even joking, we used copies of Sneak King as coasters on the table for a little while because Burger King was just giving those things out. You would tell them at the window, no, we don't want any, and they'd still put them in your bag.
Hey man, it's all about them free games.
You can for like Halo, I think it's Halo 1 and 2, Brute Force, the helicopter game, what's it called? Iron Storm, and then like 15 other original Xbox games, and the rest is just 360.
So the easiest thing to do, honestly, Dad, would probably be to buy them in the Xbox
Yeah, for
store.
sure,
You
'cause
just
then
have
you
to
get-
use some storage.
Then you get for sure knowledge that you can play them.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you remember Sneak King?
Do I remember Sneak King? Come on.
How many copies
Never
of
played
Sneak
it.
King did you have?
I never played it because I never went to Burger King.
Really? I think I have it on the shelf.
For no reason, he just has it on the shelf. He's like, I never played it. Oh no, I bet you
Oh,
he
it's
did play
right there. There it is.
What?
There's
Yeah.
one copy of Sneak King.
Easy, 100%.
Oh,
Easy 1,000
man.
right there.
This
I can't
game
wait
is
to sneak and give this
so
man a burger.
bad. Oh, this game was terrible. But I was just telling Andrew that I had like copies of this that we used for coasters on the table because they gave us so
Heck
many
yeah.
copies. You know how much money you got if you turn them into GameStop?
10 cents.
You didn't get money. They expected you
They
to
just
give them
took
to you
'em?
for free because they didn't want them either.
That makes sense.
They were selling them for like $1.
It's a great frisbee. That's great.
That's a sneak peek into what's on the shelf Xbox 360 edition. When I do that video, we're gonna spend some time talking about Sneak King because I have some stories. Look, I'm not gonna tell the whole story right now, but at one point, my dad was trying to sight in a pistol that he bought. He was like, "Son, I need something. We're out of targets. I need something I can sight it in on." So
So you put up a.
we shot a couple copies of Sneak King.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like you just grabbed random games off the shelf and just like set them up to be
No,
fired.
so like, look, we were hungry, so we went to Burger King and got the copies of Sneak King, and then came home and shot them.
If you think about it, you technically paid like $8 or so for that.
But we
game,
also got
depending
to
on what
eat.
you bought. True. Like, I mean, you got it with the meal, but what really were you there for? Were you there for Sneak King or were you there for Burger King? You were there for Sneak
We
King.
were there for Sneak King.
That was the only way you could buy the game.
So we'll move
That game
on.
is probably worth money now. Sorry.
I actually don't think it is because of how many copies there are.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
Used to-
You know what?
It's because a makeshift
We're-
throwing star.
We're gonna get stuck on Sneak King here for a second. I'm gonna look it up. How much is Sneak King worth? If I wanted to buy a copy of Sneak King right now, how much would I pay?
I bet you if you put it on Reddit, you could make a meme out of it, and people would just like bid super high for a copy of Sneak King.
Oh my gosh!
How much is it worth?
So if the package is open, it's worth $5.99,
Mm,
which is
Okay.
honestly more money than I thought it would be. If the
because you got it for
package
free.
is not open, it's worth $168.
Trey, what have you done?
I shot too many
Oh.
copies of Sneak King. I threw money away.
What is
Oh,
this game worth so much money?
I'm gonna drag this on the stream so everybody can see it and know that I'm not lying. Look at this. Look at this. Why?
That's insane.
Walmart is buying it for $168.
Why is Walmart buying?
Probably to sell
used-
it, I guess. I don't know. Well, it's not used. It's
What?
brand new. That's the one that's not open.
Yeah, true. But why are they gonna sell it?
I don't know.
That's just dumb.
So yeah, that's if you have a closed copy of Sneak King.
You need to make some money, baby. They're like, I've been using this one as a coaster for too long. Time to turn it in.
So, chat picked up on it too. They saw the deal where it said Walmart. So from there, Doom Eternal got a new trailer.
Okay.
Doom
Okay.
Eternal is still coming. That trailer looks really good. The only thing I'm concerned about from the new trailer is how much story is in that trailer. Which, like, the good thing about Doom 2016 was that it had a story, but it wasn't the focus. Like, Doom Guy literally avoided the story. And so my worry is that they're going to shove the story more into the spotlight, you know? But we shall see. But it's a really good looking trailer.
No. I just said we shall.
From there is a Smash Direct coming Thursday morning.
Knuckles.
Thursday morning, we will finally know who the final Pass 1 DLC character is. Now remember, there'll be more passes after this, and this pass is supposed to focus on third-party characters. We'll finally know Thursday morning. You better believe I'm going to record my reactions to that.
Dante.
I am like 99% sure it's Dante.
Jojo.
So the reasons why I think it's
Not
Dante.
gonna happen.
The reasons why I think it's Dante. There is a DMC announcement also on Thursday. They specifically stated on Twitter, pay attention, we'll have something special coming on January 16th. It's an announcement for DMC 3. They've said for the last couple weeks that something special is coming to DMC 3. Sakurai style switching is my guess. Sakurai in the image for the direct, which has a bunch of big question marks on it, is holding up 3 fingers. So I'm like 99% sure it's going to be Dante. And the reveal is that in Smash, he will be able to style switch. And concurrently with that, in DMC 3, he will now be able to style switch.
Sly Cooper.
If Sly Cooper's not coming.
What does that have to do with a 3?
Because they're also going to make the 3rd game.
There's already 4 of them.
That's fine.
They just bring Sly Cooper 3 to Switch.
Yeah.
Not the rest of them.
Fully remastered.
Slide 3.
And don't take this the wrong way. This to my same comment to you earlier about JoJo. I don't think they would add another thief character in this pass because Joker's already in it.
Oh, I'm literally just joking. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do.
See Ban's comment?
It'll be the best DVC video game. Hey, you watch your mouth.
Hey, hold on. You know what? I hope Kakarot is really, really good.
I thought you were about to say I hope Kakarot is in Smash. I was like, whoa, now, calm down.
Yeah, I don't know who this Goku kid is, but I want Kakarot in Smash.
I'm with you, Ben. I'm with you. Yeah, I think it's like definitely gonna be Dante. There is an argument that it could be Sora because that'll be a week before the Remind DLC launches for
and Kingdom
Hearts 3. Yeah, there's an argument to be made, but I don't think it's gonna be Sora. I really don't.
Look, the real story here is if they add styles on the fly style switching to Devil May Cry 3, then I'm gonna have to buy the game.
Yes, I
Because
already
Devil
am gonna
May
buy
Cry
that
3
game.
is one of the best games of all time.
Because DMC 3 is my second favorite DMC game.
What?
Yeah, it's my second favorite.
No, it's your favorite. You've already said this.
No, that changed.
DMC 5 is your favorite?
Yes.
That's madness.
No. DMC 3 with style switching would be almost at DMC 5, but you know what DMC 5 gives me that DMC 3 does not? The ability to play as Nero. The ability to play as V. Devil Trigger Sin.
When you have Dante.
Devil Trigger Sin. Double Kalina
You don't
and
need that crap.
the Faust hat. Dante's
Hold
moveset,
on,
the Chevalier.
Never mind.
Dante's moveset has never been better than it is in 5.
How dare you? I'll give you the hat though.
Yes. DMC 5 Dante's moveset is perfect. Can you imagine if in Smash he had the hat? And you could put the hat on Kirby? Can you imagine how cute Kirby would look with the Faust hat?
Oh man. Now this is a game changer.
That's why Sakurai's gonna put Dante in the game.
Just for that.
just so
So
Kirby,
they
his
gave him that
favorite
idea,
character,
he
can
was
get that
like,
hat. Oh man. What would his stage be? What would Dante's stage be? The tree? The tower?
I don't know.
No. Oh, you know what his stage would be? It would be Devil May Cry. His stage would be The Office.
Oh yeah.
With the jukebox and the table, the pool table.
What if Sakurai puts himself in?
That'd be cool.
I would buy
That would be
Final
cool.
Pass
I would
then.
too. Sakurai would be great. So yeah, we will finally be done with the questions. All the rumors can stop. All the fake leaks can stop. And then immediately after the direct, people are going to start doing all the fake leaks for Character Pass 2. So just be prepared because it's never going to stop. Before we move on, final predictions. Do you guys have any other guesses as to who it's going to be?
No.
I feel like it kind of has to be Dante at this point.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it's definitely going to be Dante.
I mean, who else would we get?
Monster Hunter.
Knuckles.
Why are you so obsessed with it being Knuckles?
Because then the game can be Smash with Knuckles.
No, hear me out. They have to add Dante first because it needs to be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series, and then they add Knuckles. So then it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series and Knuckles.
And Knuckles. Smash and Knuckles.
Oh, that's worth it.
Andrew's really done with
That's
this
worth it right
situation
there.
If
That's
it was
worth it.
Knuckles, I would be high.
Knuckles is cool. I don't think they'll add another character from a pre-existing like game in the franchise already. In this pass, I think pass 2 is where that comes in. But
What if they add
honestly,
Yugi.
That would be insane.
It's better than Jump Force.
yeah, no, I'm thinking about that now.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't Light
Monster
Yagami,
Kado!
wasn't Light Yagami in Jump Force, but you couldn't play as him?
yeah.
He's in Smash now.
Remember that thing that you just said about Light when we get to Biggest Disappointment. That's all I'm saying. Just remember that. I got an argument primed.
Well, I mean, how is that going to work in the game? He's just going to be like, "What's your name?"
I don't care how it works. Don't show him if you're not going to have him playable. Don't put him in there. Playable characters only. Also, I hate to burst the bubble again, but if they add another Sonic character, it's probably going to be Shadow.
No, it won't. Don't say that. Why would they ever add Shadow to anything?
I agree with
already
you.
a trophy.
Yeah,
They probably won't add Knuckles.
it'd be Shadow. I think Shadow's also a trophy.
They're not adding Shadow either.
They're adding the Werehog.
Gex.
Hold on.
Wouldn't that be wild?
How much do I need to pay to Mr. Sakurai to get Gex in Smash?
That would be so crazy, man.
What about Johnny
Gex.
Bravo?
I mean,
Oh, man.
if it was possible,
Oh, baby.
Oh my!
I'd be down. So we do have
Fine. Sex Mama, whatever it's the.
we do have one last piece of news. Before we move on though, Johnny Bravo, do you remember when he and Daphne ran into each other and both lost their glasses?
Yes.
Because I had my first like epiphany of my life was when I was watching that as a child. Because Velma says, "My glasses, I can't see without my glasses," and Johnny Bravo says, "My glasses, I can't be seen without my glasses," and I realized they both said that separately in their own shows, and somebody went, "We have to make them run into each other so they can say their iconic lines,"
Yes.
and my brain went. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
So, full disclosure, I was not allowed to watch Johnny Bravo. Something about it being devil show or something. I don't
Because he hits on women all the time.
know. And the devil was in an episode, and that's the
Oh,
whole
that's
thing.
fair. He was. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So
Johnny
It's not
Bravo
really
was an
that fair.
interesting show.
there's also this really weird moment in Johnny Bravo when his like neighbor, little Susie, comes over, and
Oh,
she's
shit.
like, Johnny, I need your help, and he says, "Come back and see me in 10 years, sweetheart." And I was like, Johnny, you'll be much older than her in 10 years. You should not say that. That was a thing that happened.
That show was interesting to say the least.
You know what? What if they add Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory?
We need to move on.
We could go
You know,
down the
hold
rabbit
on,
hole.
hold on. Hold on.
If
Wait a second.
they add Dexter, then you gotta have
Dee.
Mandark.
What are you doing in my laboratory?
Ha 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 ha.
That episode was so annoying.
But
Okay,
King
here
Susie
it
was
is.
like 4.
I thought there was a newer one. Cartoon Network has a game that is Smash Bros.
Cartoon Network Punch Time
Basically.
Explosion. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get that.
I played a little bit of that for the PS Now video that I did. I did not like it.
No, I heard it was terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Which is exactly why we should all play it.
Yeah.
So we'll move on. The last bit of news that we have is that Sony will not be at E3.
This is what, 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
Are we surprised?
No, but people are.
Why?
So here's my thing. I feel like Sony is gonna pull a Microsoft, and even though they're ahead in sales this console generation, they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot right before the next console generation because they're like, "Oh, we're the big dogs now. We can
Yeah.
do whatever we want.
It's entirely possible.
We don't need E3. E3 needs us. We're not going there." And then they're gonna announce that you always have to have an internet connection.
They could, though. That's the worst part. They could.
Yeah.
So, my thing about this is, like, last year when they didn't show up, it was like, oh, it's because they got a lot of stuff going on. They don't have anything to show. This year they do, though. They have stuff to show. They have the PS5.
But why wouldn't you want to do that at your own show?
I think that's what they're going to do. But it just feels weird. I mean, I still get it. Just like last year when they said that it was that they didn't have enough to show to validate paying the cost to be at E3. And, like, I get that. I still get that. But it just feels weird when that's the big show, you know?
Yeah. I'm worried that game shows like E3 are going to slowly phase out.
Oh, it's been dying for years. I think for sure it's going to die eventually.
Yeah, but I think this, like, if Sony doesn't come back next year, that's just like a huge sign that, like, I mean, when you think about it, like, it's terrible, but we can get so much information so quickly on our phones and on our computers now that, like, these shows, like the magazines and stuff, like, they're cool, but most people will go there for getting the news first.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like, why go? I literally can just watch the VOD.
Yeah.
And it's a terrible thing, but it's true.
Yeah. I think to King's point of this day and age, everybody should have internet. The problem isn't as much to me having internet, because most people do. Not everybody, though. Not everybody. The problem for me isn't having internet. It's the system requires internet, unless if your internet goes out, or you move and they haven't set your internet up yet, or there's some other kind of issue, or you get deployed and have to go to another country and you take your console with you. All of a sudden, you can't play your games. You bought them, but you can't play
Was
them.
that confirmed?
Well, no, it wasn't confirmed, but it was just to the hypothetical.
Gotcha. I hope they don't do that.
I hope they don't
that's
either.
really dumb. I feel like that's the worst possible thing that they could do, because there's so many people who play local. Like, they'll download the game and then they'll just disconnect from the internet and play local.
Well, and the other problem is, for instance, let's use, say, Destiny 1 had this problem a lot. Andrew, you probably remember it. Destiny 1 had to check, like, you against the server as a attempt to prevent cheating. If it didn't read you on the server for any reason, it kicked you from the mission you were in. And you went back to the lobby.
I don't think I ever had that happen, but that's because I was too focused on Destiny 1's other issues.
Well, yeah, Destiny 1 had a lot of other problems. But, like, that is a huge problem when a game has to check. There are ways to do it where it checks and doesn't force. But, like, a good example is, like, I mean, it's not a great example, but a good example is, like, DS1 on consoles. If you're connected to the internet and you lose your connection for any reason, whether you lost it or the server lost it, whichever, it takes over the screen to put up a deal saying you've been disconnected, but you don't actually lose any progress. Granted, when that thing pops up in a boss fight, you're probably dead, but you don't lose any progression, so it's not as bad. But there are absolutely games where you just kick straight back to the main menu. It's terrible.
Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
as we found out, just kicks you out of the online session, and you can complete the hunt still.
Yep. And it's actually like really crazy. They did like a dev diary on like how that works. It separates your instance from the other instance by making a copy of the instance to your local one when you join it, which copies the monster, and then the moment you lose connection, it copies again the monster's current state and applies that to your instance that it created. So for instance,
That way you're guaranteed to keep playing.
yeah, and you don't lose any progression in killing that monster. I have no idea how much work that was. That sounds insane to me.
I
But
hope they saved the code.
I hope they did too. But it works really well. Every time I get disconnected, I can just continue hunting the monster. In fact, we had a situation the other night where we were hunting a Kadachi where I got disconnected from the rest of the group. They were able to continue hunting it right from where we left off. And I was able to continue hunting it right before we left off. And it scaled down for both of us from the group getting smaller.
Yeah, very cool.
Good stuff.
So, anything I might have missed? Is there anything forgot news-wise that you guys know of?
I haven't seen much news at all. I was surprised we had this
either.
much.
It's been a pretty slow
I've
news
been
week.
refreshing every day, multiple times a day, trying to find stuff.
Pretty slow news week. With that in mind, then, you guys have any plugs?
No.
00.
Okay. If you like our content, you think we're fun, and you enjoy us, you would probably like the Easy Allies. And I say this because they have their Game of the Year coming up in 2 weeks' time. So you should check out the channel, see what you think, and they will be doing their Game of the Year in 2 weeks. We'll be doing our Game of the Year next week, most likely, hoping that nothing gets in the way of that. But keep that in mind. They're really good.
The other thing, I actually forgot. I want to plug the Steam group again. So
Yes.
if people want to join that, feel free to join the Steam group. I actually posted an update in it earlier today. I haven't been able to update it as much as I want to, and that's solely because of my ridiculous work schedule, but
Yeah.
I'm not on that work schedule anymore.
Shard
So, I will be updating it as much as possible, and I'm going to discuss some potential things that we might do soon that you might like if you have Steam. So, be looking forward to the group because there's going to be some cool stuff coming.
Yeah. Also, again, next week, or moving forward, podcast will be on Tuesdays to accommodate Pat's new schedule. The VODs will still go up as they always do. Next week, we will not have a podcast because we're doing Game of the Year, but you can expect all of those Game of the Year video discussions to come up. If you are curious how we do Game of the Year discussions and you'd like to see if it's something that you would enjoy, check out the previous Game of the Years. Both of those are in a playlist. Those are a lot of fun, I think. We had a really good time with them. 1 year's longer than the others, depending on how long the discussion goes. And we'll see how long this year's goes. But I'm looking forward to it. We got a lot of fun games to cover. And I'm excited to see how it goes. Road to GOTY has ended. The Road to GOTY in review video will go up tomorrow. But Road to GOTY is done. There's nothing left to do in Road to GOTY. We've covered all the games that I'm going to be making videos for Road to GOTY. And I explained why I didn't cover some games in Road to GOTY in the Road to GOTY in review video that will go up tomorrow. Please look forward to that if you are curious about that. But I want to say again, I say it in that video, but I want to say again, our channel is very strange. It's very weird. We don't have one central theme, really. We cover everything that we care about. We make videos on anything that we want to make videos on. And I really appreciate the opportunity to do a Road to GOTY. That was very special to me. Being able to just spend a month going off of our regular schedule and just talking about all the great games that came out last year and some of the bad ones. Most channels would have died doing that. And I originally thought that we would only get like 4 or 5 videos out and then people would stop watching them or the subscriber counts would go down and we would not be able to do it anymore. But we gained subscribers and you guys just continued to watch the videos and like them and share them. and I absolutely appreciate that. I hope that you'll stick with us moving forward into 2020 with all the crazy stuff that we're doing. The Patreon Q&A will be coming out soon. As always, we will not have anything locked behind Patreon when it comes to videos. The Discord's there. If you want to join the Discord, that's there. But videos will always be up for everybody to see. So please, if you are interested, check us out on Patreon. And we're going to just keep making our stuff. You too, Jen. But look forward to the videos coming up. We'll be back on our regular schedule again next week, which means we will have no plan runs. We'll have Fire Emblem continuing. We'll have Super Breakdowns, Job Breakdowns, all that fun stuff. All of the regular schedule will continue. If there's a video you'd like to see, please let us know. And yeah, I think that's everything. Anything that we forgot?
Not that I could think of.
Nope.
Like and subscribe if you can.
With all that said, then, I have been Trey.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Patrick.
And we've been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Life to offer. Later, everybody. We talked about Sneak King in this episode.